Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Welcome back to the latest, freshest Benidorm news update. Today we are on the gorgeous Poniente beach in Benidorm, and even though there are some clouds, we'll let you know towards the end of this video if it's going to be raining or not the following days here around Benidorm in Costa Blanca, Spain. So far, let's concentrate on the three main updates. First of all, as usual, we will be talking about the situation in terms of tourism, what is happening right now, if there are any kind of new events, or if it's not the case, what is going on and what you can expect if you come on holidays now, these upcoming weeks. The second news will be about a full-blown inspection that is happening right now in Benidorm with the police officers, what they are inspecting, what they are checking, and why a lot of people are getting fines using this particular transport system. And the last news will be about robberies and thefts in our region. When people come on holidays, they think, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I bring my credit card like this. I don't lose any money. Even if it gets stolen, I'll just cancel it right away and I can continue paying with my phone. And this is a big error. You're getting to know why, because surprise, surprise, thieves will use your bank card if they will steal it. And then we'll finish as usual with the weather forecast. Let's dive into the latest Benidorm news update. First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism. As you all know, we are officially in Spanish summer. Here, summer starts towards the 22nd, 23rd of June officially with the night of San Juan. We've shown it to you here on the channel in the previous videos. If you didn't check it out, check it out. We filmed 3 different locations, not 1, not 2, but 3 of them, which was Benidorm Poniente Beach, it was La Cala Finestrat situated here nearby, and it was Albir Touristic Village, where you can get with the bus number 10. Some people did ask us how often do the bus run and when the last bus stops. There is a specific website for different Benidorm buses, which I will leave for you here in the description, and this is the official website. You check the bus that you need according to the initial and final destinations or the bus stop that you're interested in, and it will show you which buses run there. Usually the bus number 10 connects Benidorm, Alfaz del Pi, Albir, and Altea back and forth. It runs around every 15 to 20 minutes. If you're lucky, sometimes they skip 1 or 2 buses and you end up in an overcrowded, impossible to breathe, even though there's an AC on bus that you've been waiting for 1 hour. So not always it is good, but usually in the vast majority of cases, it is quite all right. And it's a great option to travel if you don't want to rent a vehicle or if you don't want to go with a bicycle or electric scooter, for example. The last bus, especially in summer, runs at around midnight. Afterwards, obviously, there is no night service, so you would need to grab a taxi or have any other mobility vehicle if you want to get back to Benidorm late at night or like early morning hours. In general, there's a lot of busy places, bars, restaurants, cafeterias, hotels are really busy right now. There's hundreds and sometimes even thousands, depending on capacity of hotel, of clients and guests inside of them. There's queues in water parks, theme parks. Take into consideration that these next couple of months, so July and August, we're almost in July, by the way. How incredible is that? 1 calendar month of summer is officially over. And we didn't even have any heat waves yet, but about that slightly later in the news. And right now, everything concentrates here. Not only international tourists that continue to arrive, but also national tourists and children, because they are out of school officially. Thus, everyone are traveling towards coastal areas like Benidorm and Costa Blanca is. Thus, there's going to be a double of people than what we've seen previous weeks. So far, Poniente Beach, as you can see, absolute glory. It's also because it's cloudy today, but still, Levante Beach is way busier. So if you want something quieter, we would definitely recommend you to go to the Poniente Beach. The water is not deep at all. It's very wide beach, very clean. There's children's playgrounds. There's places to do some sports, have a lovely walk. It's just great. And the views of all Benidorm are absolutely incredible. So we'll be really busy. You need to grab some patience with you in the luggage when you travel, because there's going to be queues, there's going to be people in a lot of places, especially if you go within peak hours. So be ready for it. Don't try your best and not stress out about it. It's holiday season. Just make the best out of what you have and enjoy your holidays here in the region. There's all services available. There is boat trips. Every single boat trip that is available is working already for quite a few weeks. There is floating platforms on the Poniente Beach and on the Levante Beach as well. There's all different types of excursions, activities. Everything is on from now on up until the end of August, first weeks of September, when the services will slowly start to decrease towards the winter season. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about a full inspection of specific mobility transport that was causing some issues years ago. After pandemics, it wasn't that much of a case. It went better because there were more and more regulations, there were more inspections, but still, with the touristic season, police officers want to make sure that people know and understand the rules. Police inspections are checking out the Rebel electric scooters. Not the mobility scooters, but just these ones, as you can see here on the screen, to make sure that they actually know what they're doing and they're going in the correct ways and using everything as they should be using. More than 200 inspections were done in just one single week, and the local police is intensifying it, mostly because in the city there are different regulations in each area. For example, in Albir or Altea, it's not necessary to wear a helmet, but in Benidorm, it is. Thus, depending on where you go, you might not know what you should do. Or probably the best version is that you were not informed if you're renting a scooter where and where you cannot go, or if you need to wear a helmet in this place or not. And then issues are coming with the police officers. Mostly 70% of all the fines, that would be a correct English word to use. Here it's sanciones, but in English it's fines. Almost all the fines, 70%, were made because they were circulating through pedestrian streets. So basically speaking, mobility scooters and bicycles are not these electric scooters. We mean not the mobility ones. They should not be circulating through the areas that is only for pedestrians, only through the roads and specific designed areas for bicycles, like bicycle trails. This is where they should be circulating. Mobility scooters are another thing because obviously they're used because the person cannot walk. They should not be used as a fun measure that you just don't want to walk, but you can potentially. And this is also being regulated lately slightly more. Even though I've still seen people who are very young and they're just using mobility scooters for fun, which shouldn't be the case. They should be left for people who actually need these types of scooters. And other things are getting better, not gonna lie. These mobility scooters, you can go by the pedestrian roads, pedestrian trails and walks when you go very, very slow at the same path with the same speed than a person would normally walk. Then it is allowed. And obviously taking precautions because there's animals, there's small children, etc. If not, you have to go down the road or the bicycle trails. This is what's happening. So 70% of all of it were because they were going where they aren't supposed to go. I'm quite sure you've seen it quite sometimes. Delivery especially. Delivery people that are bringing food, products, etc. with their electric scooters are going through pedestrian streets like insane with a huge speed, maximum they can. And a lot of the times it causes issues eventually. So with all of this being said, there's a lot of inspections. There's for use of a mobile phone, not wearing a helmet as well. That's the rest of the 30%. These are mostly the fines that people are getting from, let's say, not using the electric scooters correctly. But I do think it's a good way of educating people as well. First of all, they might tell you don't do it again, but if you will get caught again eventually, they will give you the fine. It doesn't matter if it's a rented scooter. If not, people should be informed and they should know and they should follow the rules because that's safety of all of us. not only residents here, but also tourists who arrive here to have a lovely time and not needing to look around and stop or jump somewhere because the electric scooter is just heading directly towards them. Let us know what you think about this in the comments. I think it's a good measure, actually. The fines are not as big in any case, but it's worth putting it because next time people will think twice before doing what they shouldn't be doing. The last news that I wanted to share with you all is about the thefts and robberies in general, not only here in Costa Blanca, but especially in our region, because we live here, we know what we talk about, our region itself. So a lot of people think, well, it doesn't really matter if I have money, if I have cards, I'm just not going to bring any money with me. You cannot recover money if they're stolen, vast majority of the times. But, well, a card, it doesn't really matter. It's just a piece of plastic. I'm just going to block it immediately and that's it. True, but not always is it possible to block it immediately. Not always you see that you've lost it immediately. And it's just a matter of a few minutes before it can be used. Thieves in Benidorm were caught. A father and two sons. One of them is 16 or 17 years old, so they couldn't arrest him because he's a minor, technically considered. But the other two, the man and the son, were eventually arrested. What they were doing, take that into consideration for a future reference so that you would know how to protect your credit card as well. I will always recommend you to bring your water resistant cases, put it here or around your neck. Go to the beach, always have it on hand. Put your phone inside, put your hotel key if you need, put your credit, debit card, and some money if you need inside. You don't need much more if you're going to the beach, right? And later on you want to sit down somewhere, have a snack. You have it all on you. You don't need anything else, right? So this is the best and safest way. Trust me, just get a good case that is actually waterproof, because a lot of them, when you buy in the Chinese stores, they say they resist a few splashes, but if you actually want to go inside and swim, like dive into the sea, might not be the best solution. Check for exactly waterproof cases for submersion, for scuba diving, etc. They might be slightly more expensive, but it's definitely worth the money. So what happened is that these people, they were stealing things on the beach, in the city center, in the old town, wherever they could, and they were immediately bringing the credit or debit card to a specific supermarket. There is a Pakistani supermarket. A lot of them are from these countries, like their own supermarkets. Not all of them are bad. That's first thing to say. But in this specific supermarket, they were bringing the cards inside because the son is working in that supermarket. Imagine that. The father brings him the cards. They do charges with this card, mostly around 50 euros, slightly less than that, because that is the amount when usually if you do a contactless, it doesn't ask you for a PIN number. Those where they were asked for a PIN number, they were just throwing them away. But those where they were not, obviously they were charging for some things that were never purchased. First of all, making extra profit for the establishment. And second of all, the father and the son, for the use of these cards, they were getting the commission. For example, if they spent 48 euros, 40 euros went to the supermarket, 8 euros went to the person that brought the cards. And like this, they were making several operations with the same cards up until there were no money left, or up until when it already asked for a PIN number because it was like a suspicious operation, or up until it was getting blocked. Some of these had to happen. And how they were caught, that's the most curious thing. Police officers started to get alerts, and a lot of people went to the police that said that their cars were stolen and they were getting used. When they checked where these cars were used, they've detected that it's exactly the same supermarket every single time. But that's like stupid thieves, that's like in the stories when the thieves are trying to steal something but they have no brain whatsoever, and they just put themselves into trouble by themselves by making stupid decisions, like these comedies. Well, here it's exactly the same. They were using it in the same supermarket, everything the same every single time. And as a result, police went there. They discovered who was using it with the camera footages. They've seen who was using it and why and how. And at the end, obviously, they were arrested. They got a fine. After their arrest, the supermarket, well, obviously, you would think, okay, I've been caught, they will be checking on us, I'm not going to do this thing again. No, imagine what? Only some days after, they continued with the operations with the other people, but also stealing the cards and also bringing them there. That is insane. Obviously, they were caught back again, and there is a fine. There is a criminal investigation against them now. But what a stupidity, doing things like this. And they thought they're just going to go away with it. What did they think? People will not be finding any money. People will not be checking their bank accounts, their cars, their alerts on the phone that their card has been charged. I don't get these thieves. I don't get it. But I'm very happy that police was there, because now when it's everywhere in the newspapers, now then when people were alerted, people will know how to protect their belongings, and that also the cards were able to be used for small purchases in different establishments, mostly the ones that obviously are not doing it for the first time. So stay safe here in Benidorm town. And now let's head for a short walk down the gorgeous Poniente beach, even though it's cloudy, and we'll let you know the weather forecast for the next week. Let's go. As you can see, this is what the weather looks like right now. There's quite a bunch of clouds, chunky clouds here above Benidorm town. There's still quite some people on the beach having a lovely walk, even swimming in the sea, although these are a minority today. Even though right now it's cloudy, don't get fooled by the weather, because tomorrow we'll have around 33, 34 degrees out here. The sun will be shining really hard. So you need to protect yourselves with sunscreen, sun hats, bottles of cool water if you go outside for quite a long time. And don't stay on the sunshine, please, for a long time, because it's really, really dangerous right now in summer. It's not going to be raining as it is. It's going to be cloudy some of the days, but nothing major. The temperatures, you know about it already. And afterwards, after this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures will be slightly better, around 30 degrees, not 34, 35, that we'll have shortly in just a matter of hours, Saturday and Sunday. Thus, no heat waves so far on the horizon. Great weather with the exception of tomorrow, when it's going to be too warm for us already. But it's going to be sunny. You will be able to enjoy your holidays here. It's not going to be raining, at least for the next week. So stay safe and enjoy your holidays in the sunny Spain. Thank you for accompanying us on today's informative Benidorm news update. We wish you a great day, nice and positive weekend, and we'll see you in a new video here on the channel this Sunday. Bye, teas.